Charges tonight in this week's deadly shooting at Douglas Park. A Park District lifeguard now faces counts of murder and attempted murder.
In Taman, the lifeguard has been held in custody since the shooting and is now officially facing charges in connection with the incident. Video showing his actions before and after the gunfire has come to light. And we do want to warn you, some of the footage you're about to see may be disturbing to watch. Surveillance video obtained by WGN through a source shows the moments leading up to the shooting. The footage shows Lato working on his bike as a group of teens approaches. In the video, he suddenly jumps up and opens fire on the teens, a moment we have frozen due to its graphic nature. Shortly after, Lato is seen kneeling on the ground with the gun lying next to his knee.
No justification to shoot a child in the back anywhere, let alone a public pool and park.
Yo, what's good, Grassroots family? We're diving straight into the fire today because this one hits hard. We're talking about the tragedy at Douglas Park in Chicago where a 55-year-old lifeguard, allegedly gunned down two black teens, killing 15-year-old Marjay Dotson and leaving 14-year-old JeremyHerred fighting for his life. And get this, the shooter's claim is self-defense, but the family and the witnesses are calling BS on that. And is this another case of a trigger-happy vigilante hiding behind a badge of authority? Or worse, is this a hate crime dressed up as I was scared? Let's break it down. Here's what we know. On June 26, 2025, at around 7 p.m., these two kids, Marjay and Jeremy, were leaving the Douglas Park pool in Chicago's North Lawndale neighborhood. I mean, they're just teens, unarmed and probably planning their next day. And then out of nowhere, this 55-year-old lifeguard, a Chicago Park District employee, allegedly pulls out a gun and starts blasting. Marjay Dotson takes a bullet in the back and doesn't make it. Jeremy, who's actually the cousin of Laquan McDonald. Y'all remember that name, Laquan McDonald. Remember that name for me. He got hit in the neck and is, clinging to life at Stroger Hospital. Now, the lifeguard story, he says, he claims that these kids attacked him while he was fixing his bike, like they were trying to steal his bike or something. He says he had to defend himself. And I mean, like, bruh, you're talking about two unarmed teens, one 14 and one 15. I mean, they had you that shook that you had to shoot them in the back. That's ridiculous. That's the story he's trying to sell. And Chicago PD says that he has a concealed carry license. So he's sitting in custody and he's finally been charged in connection with this incident today. But let's keep it a buck though. The families and their attorney, Jeff Neesland, and they're not buying this self-defense story, and neither am I, because the video did come out. They're saying these boys were shot from behind while they were running away. No threat to anybody. Neesland's out here calling for a hate crime investigation. And you know why? This lifeguard, described as a white male, opened fire on two young black teens in a predominantly black neighborhood. Sounds familiar, right? Jeremy's family is pointing out that he's Laquan McDonald's cousin. And if that name rings a bell, it's because Laquan was murdered by a Chicago cop back in 2014. Same city, same system, same story.
Jeremy is a cousin of Laquan McDonald, who was gunned down by Chicago police officer Jason Van Dyke in 2014, resulting in the officer being convicted of second-degree murder and sent to prison.
Now, I'm not saying that every incident is a hate crime, but when you have a white lifeguard shooting black kids in the back in a public park in a black community, you better believe we're going to start asking questions. Neslin said it plain. There's absolutely no justification to shoot someone in the back, let alone a child, as they're exiting or leaving or running away. And the community is feeling it too. Folks like Monique Almore, a mom whose daughter goes to a camp at the park, they're out here demanding answers. They want to know, does this lifeguard even still have a job? The police report says this lifeguard was kneeling next to the gun and a bag when the cops rolled up. Just chilling like it was, any other day, I guess. He told them the teens followed him and attacked him. But the witnesses, they're telling a different story. No weapons on the teens, no evidence that they were a threat. And yet, this man is walking around thinking he did nothing wrong, while Marjay's family is planning a funeral and Jeremy is in the hospital fighting for his life. Let's talk about the bigger picture, because this ain't just about one lifeguard. This is about a system that keeps failing us when tragedies like this occur. Chicago PD has a history, and y'all know it. Laquan McDonald, Rekia Boyd, and now Marjay Dotson, possibly JeremyHerred. How many more names do we have to add to the list before something happens or before something changes? And let's not sleep on the fact that this happened at a public pool, a place where kids are supposed to feel safe, not dodging bullets from the very people that were hired to protect them. Now some folks on social media are already calling it for what it looks like, and that's a possible hate crime. One user, put it raw, saying a white lifeguard shoots 2 black teens, kills one, and it takes days to charge him. Where's the justice? That's the sentiment out here, and it's real. But we got to be careful. Let's wait for the facts to come out, but at the same time keep the pressure on. Because if this investigation drags, or if this lifeguard walks, what's coming. Another cover-up, another excuse, another family left with nothing but grief and no justice. What's wild? What's really wild? This lifeguard probably thought he was going to be the hero of his own story. Oh, I was just protecting myself and my bike. Like, man, please, you shot 2 kids in the back. And now you're hiding behind a concealed carry license like it's some type of get out of jail free card. Meanwhile, Marjay is gone, Jeremy's in the hospital, and the whole community is traumatized. If this ain't a wake-up call, I don't know what is. So what's next? First, we keep Marjay Dotson's name alive, say it, share it, and demand justice. Second, we support Jeremy. We support his recovery and his family's fight for justice. Third, we hold Chicago PD and Park District accountable. This is unacceptable. If you're in Chicago, hit the streets, call the state attorney's office, and make some noise. If this is a hate crime, we need the feds to step in, because local just may not cut it. They're not always trustworthy. And neither are the feds either, So, fam, this one really hits pretty hard. Marjay Dotson deserved to live. Jeremy deserves justice. And we deserve a system that doesn't keep failing us. So, man, drop your thoughts in the comments below. What do y'all think is going on here? Is this a hate crime? Is this just some bad apple? Or just another day in America? Hit that like button, subscribe to the Grassroots, and share this video. We're not stopping till the truth comes out. So stay woke, stay loud, and keep fighting. Peace out.